Okay, so that directrix is going to be a line that is going to be opposite of your parabola. So if you know your parabola is going to be opening to the left, that your directrix is going to be the line on the right, and it never touches your parabola. It never is going to intersect it. It's always going to be parallel to it, so to speak. So if your parabola is opening to the left, your directrix will always be parallel to it. It will never actually touch that. So if your parabola is opening to the left, your directrix in this case is going to be a vertical line. Okay, so we know that if a vertical line, that's going to be the line x is equal to 2. If you notice, -2, +2, they're the same number, they're just opposite in sign. Lastly, we need to make a table of values. So we're going to take our original x value, or our original up top equation. X is equal to -1/8 y squared. One kind of different aspect when you are having your input be your y squared is you want to pick numbers that are going to work well with being divisible by 8 once you square it. So I'm going to pick nice numbers going into y, and those are going to be my inputs, so to speak. So my y is becoming my input right now, and my x is becoming my output. Now I know that sounds a little different because x is usually our input, but because these two are swapped in position, we're just going to leave it like this. Therefore, my y values, I'm just going to pick nice numbers divisible by 8. So I'm going to go -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Since you know your vertex is at 0, 0, you want to go a little negative, a little positive. So if I square -2, so -2 squared gives me 4. -4 divided by 8 gives me -1/2. -1 squared gives me 1. -1, and that divided by 8 gives me -1/8. I plug in 0, 0 times 1/8 is 0. 1 squared is 1. -1/8 times 1 is -1/8. And if I look at 2, 2 squared is 4. 1/8 times 4 gives me -1/2. And you should just make sure that what you get for your output matches on both sides because it should be symmetrical. And if I plot those points, if I go -1/2 over -2, I'm here. -1/8 over -1, I'm here. Above 1/8 would be 1/8 is my x. I'm left, and then up 1. And then if I'm 1/2 and up 2, it's going to be a really wide graph, a wide parabola. And if you notice, my parabola and my directrix are parallel, so to speak, where my directrix will never cross over to my parabola. So if I highlight this real quick, I got my vertex at 0, 0. I got my focus. My focus is always inside my parabola. And then I've got my directrix at the line x is equal to 2. And then my axis of symmetry in this case is going to be my x-axis since it slices my graph in half. All right. At this point, why don't you take a couple minutes and see if you can work on checkpoint number 1. We'll check that together the next time we get together for class. And in the next video, we're going to look at our last example, example 2, before you work on Now You Try's parts 1 through 5.